I guess we are live now. So, a very good evening to one and all present with us today. I am Sarthak from the Entrepreneurship Cell of Indian Institute of Information Technology, Pune, and I welcome you to episode 3 of the inaugural season of Breaking Conventions, a YouTube series produced by IIIT Pune, powered by JustPay Technologies, in association with Algo University. Here, we invite some of the most acclaimed and accomplished entrepreneurs to share their wonderful experiences with us. The main aim of this series is to gain valuable learnings by getting an insight into their journeys, which has definitely not been a flat curve, rather, a series of great leaps and bounds. Today, we have a very special guest with us, a IIIT Pune alumnus, incoming software developer at Gojek, one of the very few people to have been selected for the Google Summer of Code this year. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Rohan Lekhwani. Apart from Gojek, Rohan has also previously interned at Defense Research and Development Organization, New Delhi, and the Center for Development of Advanced Computing, Pune. He is also the winner of the Best Innovation Award in Computer Science at the International Conference on Innovative Computing and Communication. Welcome, Rohan.
Thanks, Arthur. Thanks for the introduction.
It's a pleasure to have you. To everyone watching the live stream on YouTube, please note that if you have any questions for the speaker, kindly add it in the live chat of the YouTube. Your queries will be answered towards the end of the session. So stay connected with us. And without further ado, let's get to hear what the guest of the evening has to say. Rohan, the floor is all yours.
Sure, I'll be presenting my screen right now. So you can just view. Is it visible?
Just a second, sir. I'll confirm.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. The PPT is visible.
So, hey everyone. Welcome to this presentation. So, I'll be talking about how to really win a hackathon. So, there is a difference between winning a hackathon and really winning a hackathon. So, what this means is I'll be showing you how you can really win hackathons even when you don't win one. So I'll be keeping this presentation like really interactive. And it will be like those kinds of presentations where the viewers will decide how this presentation will go. So based on your answers in the live chat, I'll be molding the presentation that way. So it's like one of those goosebumps books if you might have read, in school where the reader would decide how the story would progress. So it's going to be a totally interactive session. Stay tuned and be active in the live chat. Yeah. So before we begin, let me ask you this question. How many hackathons have you attended? So give me a number in the live chat. So are you like, is this hackathon 2K21 your first hackathon? Or are you like a hackathon veteran who, does hackathons every week? So let me know in the live chat how you are, because for some people, like I am one of them who attends hackathons only if they appear cool, right? So how many hackathons have you attended? What's the number? Is it zero? Not zero, definitely you're attending hackathon 2K21, so definitely it will be greater than 1. Is it 1? Is it 10? How many hackathons have you attended? So I can see some responses. So 4, 1, 3. For many people, it's the first hackathon I can see. That's really cool. Really cool. You're set out on a great journey. So yeah, a lot of people are saying first hackathon. So this is the presentation for you. You'll get to learn totally a lot of things, and you'll be viewing hackathons in a totally different way at the end of this presentation. So what if I told you that every hackathon that you've attended, you have really won that? So let me repeat that. Every hackathon that you have attended, you've really won that. So shocked, right? So that's what this talk is going to be all about. So let me just move on to the next one, and you'll know what's coming up next. So let's begin. So hey everyone, I'm Rohan Lekhwani. Some of you might know me. And for those of you who don't, I'll be recently graduating in a few days from IIIT Pune. So this is where I've set foot. So people like to call it experience. I like to call it exploration. So this is my pyramid of exploration. So previously I was a project intern at CDAC Pune. Then I got a chance to be a research intern at DRDO Delhi. Uh, did some quite amazing work over there. After that, I was a product intern last year at Gojek. It also had a lot of fun over there. So currently, I'm an open source contributor at Rocket Chat, and I'm also a Google Summer of Code student with them. So shortly, as you can see from the pyramid, I'll be joining Gojek's Bangalore office in a few in shortly. So that's my pyramid. So by the way, you're totally free to copy this pyramid. I've just put that copyright sign to make it look cool. You're free to put this anywhere. No copyright. I won't sue you. So it's just for fun. So moving on to the next. What is really winning a hackathon? Right? What do I say? That every hackathon you've attended, you have really won that hackathon. So let me tell you a story. So let's assume we have three guys, F, A, and B. So that's fab, right? They're fabulous. So why are they fabulous? But because they're in a story, right? If they're not cool, you're not gonna listen to the story. So that's why they're fabulous. So let's assume that these are three guys just with a normal background, normal engineering background. They're just like you and me. They know some coding. They chill. They're friends. They chill out. They go to field trips. Just normal engineering students in India. Who are just like you and me. Just that simple. So one day, these three guys decide that let's take part in a hackathon, because why not, right? Hackathons are fun. You get to learn something, and most importantly, you build something. So one day, these guys, all three of these, get together and decide let's take part in a hackathon and see what's there for us. So like many of you, it is their first hackathon. So it's hackathon one. So these guys attend a 48-hour hackathon. They build something up, right? They build a phone app up, which we can see. Let's assume it's a cool phone app. So then they start, sorting out the edge cases for that app. They start trying out that app. They start experimenting out with that app, and finally, after 48 hours of hard work, after 48 hours of like 2 sleepless nights, they finally submit their product into the hackathon. And they like wait for the results. Like they're really tense. It is their first hackathon. They don't know what will happen, right? So what do you think? They lost. Yeah, they lost that hackathon. So they worked 48 hours. They spent some sleepless nights. They tried out all edge cases. Plus, their idea was something different and unique. So even after that, they lost the hackathon. Right. So like all of them became like a bit sad. They became confused basically. Like what was wrong? Like did we not cover any edge cases? Were the judges not able to run our hack? Or or was the idea not just cool? So what they decided to do is like that's fine. No one wins in the first time. So let's just give it a shot back again. So what they decided to do is like they decided to go for another hackathon. So it's hackathon 2. So this time, like they built a distributed systems application, as you can see from the slide. They built something in the area of distributed systems. They thought like this idea was really cool. So what, like maybe the judges thought that the app was something simpler, and maybe that's why like they didn't win. They thought like we should do something crazy, right? We should build something that is at the cutting edge of technology, that esoteric is the word for it. Like only some people understand what they've built. So they tried building that. And this time, F and B particularly made sure that all the edge cases were covered and that their solution ran perfectly. They documented all the stuff so that even the judges could run it. And like they were totally sure, right? Like, we'll win this for sure. This time we've covered all edge cases. And so they submitted their hack again into the hackathon. And here's what happened. They lost. They lost again. So they lost again even after covering everything. So at this point they were really like shattered. Like they're not aware what to do. They're extremely low confident now. They're not sure what they should do, right? And they were utterly confused. Why didn't the hack work out? They covered the hack. Why weren't they winning the hackathon? They covered every test case. They made documentation. They ensured everything that was possible. They built a cool hack and distributed systems, but still they lost, right? So what do you think they should do next? Should they go for another hackathon or should they just quit? So let me know in the live chat. So like I said, this presentation will go according to what a lot of you say. So should they go for another hackathon or should they just quit midway? What do you think? Also, like keep in mind that they're like really shattered and dismayed from the hack. So let's see what their story should proceed like. Do you think they should go for another hackathon or do you think like they should quit midway? What do you think? Should there be another one? Let me know in the live chat. Yes or no. So that you will be able to shape their story and it will depend totally upon that. So I can see some people mentioning go for another. Wow. Only one guy says maybe quit. Only one guy says maybe quit. Yeah, a lot of people say go for another. Continue trying. Great. So the audience is actually really great. go for another, right? So let's make them go for another hackathon. Right. So this time they build a web app, and this time like they really brush upon their topics, right? So F and B, they revise webhooks. A studies how to deploy on Heroku or Vercel, and this time they make it really sure that we have to win this. We have to win this hackathon no matter what. You can see even A is even carrying his lucky charm. So he's made it totally sure that even luck should be with them. So he's made them totally sure, right? And this time, like what they might have thought previous time, they thought like it was a distributed systems application. So the judges would have thought that there wasn't an application among people, like normal people who don't know computer science, who don't know tech, wouldn't be able to use it. Perhaps it would have formed a good internal application, but not something B2C. Right, what the customers use eventually. So this time they build a web app, they brush all their concepts, they make it really sure that we have to win this hackathon, and A is carrying his lucky charm. So what do you think? What do you think would be the outcome of this hackathon? Do they win this one or do they lose this one? Right, they're behind winning the hackathon. They need to win this hackathon. They worked really hard. Do you think they win this hackathon or lose this hackathon? They've already lost 2 hackathons. This time they may try to make sure that even luck should be with them. They're carrying that. You can see the clover leaf. You can see the clover leaf. They're really trying to make sure that they win this one. So what do you think? Will they win this one or will they lose this one as well? So basically they've made a web app this time. So all 3 are done. Like an app, something related to distributed systems, machine learning, and this time it's a web app. So right, some people are saying they'll win this one. So let's check it out if they really do win. No, they lost. They lost again. Again they lost. Yeah. So they're losing hackathons like one by one. This time even the viewers were rooting for them. But despite that, they lost. F and A became really sad, and B was really put off. Like he's uttering some words which have, to maintain age restrictions of this video, I've just put symbols over there, but we know what that means. So yeah, B is really put off, and like they're really sad. They don't know what to do. So like normal people in this case would, really quit. Attending 3 hackathons, giving it all you want, uh, right? Carrying that clover leaf with you, building variety of applications, making sure documentation is right, test cases are covered, and despite that, you lose 3 hackathons. So let's move on. Let's take a time jump. So for those of you who watch some TV, you might be familiar with this template. So like let's jump into the future and just say like a few hackathons later. It's hackathon 13. So they've still lost. You can see F and B are still sad. They've lost again. But this time, what A does is A gets an idea of what to do. Right? A gets a different idea. A says that what they've built for hackathon 13 is really a debating app. Right? People can debate on that app. So A gets an idea, like why not make something for the local people out there, right? Because he saw that a lot of local people were trying to use this app. Why not build something for the local people out there? So this is the moment which after 13 hackathons, A realized that you don't win a hackathon unless you really win it. So there's a difference between winning a hackathon and really winning it. At this point, A realized that instead of going for winning the hackathon, like the last 13 which they've lost, what they should have tried is really winning the hackathon. So what A does is, A notices that in their debating app they built, a lot of local people were talking in their local languages. Like India is a huge country, so it has a lot of local languages. A lot of local people were talking in their local languages. They forgot about English. They forgot that the debating app was built for like English folks. So what A thought is, why not build something as an Indian version of Facebook, a total Desi app for people of India, right? So where people could talk in local languages. So some of you might have could have guessed who this is. By the way, this is a real story. So feel free, to put out what app do you think this is, right? A local Desi app, a local Desi Facebook for India with local languages. I'm sure a lot of you should be able to get this in the chat, right? It is totally local vernacular app where people from all kinds of languages should be able to talk on that in their local languages, share jokes, memes, share content. So what do you think? What app is this? And it's a big name. So any guesses? Any guesses in the live chat? So some people are mentioning like it's Hike. No, it's not Hike. Yeah. One guy. A few people got correct. Two of them got correct. It's Shared Chat. Yeah, it's Shared Chat. You guessed that right. This is Shared Chat, and our fab guys are F for Farid Hassan, A for Ankush Sachdeva, who thought of the idea. B is for Bhanu Pratap. So these guys built Shared Chat out of that hackathon idea which didn't succeed. And it was only when they started thinking of really winning the hackathon instead of just winning it for the prizes that this happened. Right? It is an app, like for those who don't know Share Chat, it is an app where you can speak in your local languages and you can share content with other people, with other apps, right? And a few years back, they even started allowing people to make their own content or share that. So I think that is really cool. So that is how the idea pivots. Once the app is named ShareChat because initially people could, share jokes, memes, messages, good morning texts, which you get in family groups, I hope. So people could share those kinds of things with people on WhatsApp. So that is why it is named ShareChat. But they didn't think of the idea that what if we allow other people to create content on our app? So wouldn't that be like really cool? Like people would be able to not only just share content but also create their own. So that kind of increase their value manifolds, right? So here is where ShareChat guys made it big. Here is where ShareChat what guys thought about really winning the hackathon. So basically, what do we learn from this story? So here is the big idea. Here is what matters out of this story, right? So really winning a hackathon is very different than winning a hackathon. When you aim for really winning a hackathon, the prizes of the hackathons won't matter to you. You know, the status quo which you get after winning a hackathon, that wouldn't matter to you. What in fact really winning a hackathon is that you build something and you get validation for it, right? Like these guys built ShareChat, they got validation for it and built a product out of it. And what another thing is really winning a hackathon is that even if you build something in a hackathon and it doesn't win the hackathon, mind you, I'm saying win the hackathon, you can still transform that product to really win that hackathon. And what really winning the hackathon means is that winning the product. Like when your product wins, even though it was not a winner at the hackathon, your product wins in real life, right? That is what matters. If your product wins in real life. So even if you are, just attending hackathons, in reality, you are winning all of them, right? So for people who said that it is their first hackathon, so congratulations, it's your win. It's your real win if you're gonna go after your product instead of just aiming to win the hackathon, right? So what we learned also from Ankush and Farad and Bhanu's story is that they didn't go after winning the hackathon. They just went after really winning the hackathon. They got their idea validated through the hackathon. So that's where hackathons play an important part, right? Getting your idea validated. If the judges think that yeah, your idea is good, probably you will win. But maybe luck doesn't turn out in your favor always. We saw that even though like A had a lucky charm in his pocket, even though they covered all test and edge cases, but still they lost, right? So even if the judges say that your idea isn't good, that doesn't mean that it's the like end of all. You can just still pivot, transform, and build a product that is the next big thing. So this was like what is really winning a hackathon. But like the question now is like why should you aim to win a hackathon, right? So why should I really care about winning a hackathon? That is another really important question, right? Why should I care about really winning a hackathon? So why is one of the most important questions that you should ask before you commit your time and energy. So I've learned this throughout. Like make sure you have the why answer with you before you commit any time or energy over something. So like why should you care about really winning a hackathon, right? You're a college student, you're chilling out, you're sitting at home, you're doing your regular college assignments. So this is the best way to stay average, right? It's the best way to stay average. So and staying average and playing it safe will not give you anything, right? Unless you do something different, you wouldn't get any value in life, right? And why should, coming back to the question, like why should you care about really winning hackathons instead of just winning them? Because like it pays off big. So let's check what benefits you will get pursuing really winning versus winning the hackathon. So the first and the most important thing which you will get attending and going after the real win would be idea validation, right? So you can see like I've placed a cycle kind of thing. So let's suppose you get an idea, right? You're sitting in your college, you're traveling somewhere, you're traveling in your daily commute, and some kind of idea strikes you. You think that the idea is really cool. It is the next big thing, right? So what do you do next? You can't, like I said, knowing the why is very important before committing time and energy. So how do you validate your idea? Maybe you ask some of your friends. They might say, yeah, it's really good because they know you and they're in a similar background, so they're more prone to agree with you, right? You need someone who is different, maybe someone more experienced than you or comes from a non-technical background. So what do you do with that idea? you put it to test. And how do you test an idea? Hackathon. So hackathons are the best way to test ideas. You should not go behind winning them. You should take hackathons as idea validation points. You test your idea in a hackathon. If the idea gets validated, congratulations, you've got a product. In case it doesn't get validated, like the hackathon people invalidate your idea, you don't win. Back to the idea cycle, new idea, new hackathon. That should be the approach, right? In either case, whether your idea gets validated or invalidated, in reality, you have really won the hackathon, right? Even if you win or lose the actual hackathon, you have really won the hackathon. The word really is important, right? It sets the difference. So another important thing in terms of idea validation is that like people spend a lot of time thinking about whether they should pursue this or not. Like some famous people in the fintech industry you might know. Let me know if you can guess this correctly. I won't take names, but these kind of guys like spend 1 year, around 1 year, validating their idea. So that is for it works for some people, it wouldn't work for some people. But as a student, I would say like fail fast. So don't spend a year validating an idea. What you should do is take part in a hackathon, build a product in 48 hours, and automatically your idea gets validated. So that is what participating in a hackathon gives you, right? Fast idea validation, quick idea validation, and for free. So like I view hackathons like there's this funny thing I've observed about hackathons. Like organizers in terms of like organizers in a hackathon tell you कि आओ और हमसे आइडिया वैलिडेट करवाओ और उसके लिए हम तुम्हें प्राइज भी देंगे. So that is so cool. Like people in the like startups pay out test case groups, like use case groups. Like these are people who will test your feature. They will tell you whether the UX UI is good, and whether this is a good market fit. Like these people take money to do that. And here, like the hackathon judges and organizers are telling you कि आओ हम आपका आइडिया फ्री में वैलिडेट करेंगे और आपको प्राइस भी देंगे उसके लिए. So that is I find that funny. Like most people don't realize that a lot of people who have startups, pay these kinds of people to validate that idea. And here, as a student, you're getting these benefits all free of cost and without paying a single buck, and that too from industry experts. Like all the hackathon judges are kind of like esteemed. They are like quite veteran in their fields. You're getting your idea is validated by these guys. Like you're taking their time, and that too for free. So that is quite cool. A lot of people don't realize that, right? So this is an example of idea validation. So what can be a real life example where where people validated their idea through a hackathon. So we have an example of Fab guys again. So like their idea got validated in the hackathon. So what this A guy, the Ankush, what Ankush did is he noticed that he built a debating app, right? And he launched it. So what he noticed is that people started talking in their own languages, right? Local languages. They don't care about like right now we said WhatsApp group rules or Discord group rules. They didn't care. They just started like spamming it with memes, spamming it with jokes, good morning text. So what he noticed is that there is a huge gap where people need to communicate in their own languages, but they can't. So what he did is he posted a message on Facebook कि अगर आप सचिन तेंदुलकर का ग्रुप ज्वाइन करना चाहते हैं तो अपना नंबर यहाँ डाल दीजिए. So like in English, if I say if you want to join Sachin Tendulkar's group, just put your number in there. And they created 10 such groups. So within a few minutes, these 10 groups got filled with 100 people each. So they got 1,000 people test validation that people wanted to, talk in their local languages. So if you just think, why would Sachin Tendulkar post a message on Facebook, do you want to join my WhatsApp group? Right? Like the people just didn't care about it. They just wanted to talk about something in their own language, right? So this is how they validated their idea. And today, ShareChat is a $2.1 billion company. And it was all because they failed in 13 hackathons, but really won in all 13 of them. That is the difference between really winning and winning the hackathon. So let's move on to why you should really do a hackathon. A second reason, right? The second reason is opportunity discovery. So like what happens a lot of times is, you sit, you brainstorm before a hackathon, you think like what should be my solution such that the judges like it, the people like it. But you again you're going through the winning mentality, not the really winning mentality. Once you start thinking different, like how can I make this into a product even after the hackathon ends, that is when you get that eureka moment and you build a better product, right? You when you think, when you go astray, that is when you get that eureka moment, right? If like some people of you are aware with machine learning, the your lowest point gets stuck in a local optimum, right? So what do you do to get that local point out of a local optimum? You just add some noise to it. When you add noise to it, it goes into the global optimum, right? So that is where you think lateral, you get that eureka moment, and you build a better product. So a very good example of this is this, right? So like there is a guy, there's a hacker, let's say his name is Sumit, right? He's brainstorming what to build for my next hackathon. He's totally unsure. He's just like a college student like you and me. He's just totally unsure. So, and this is like last year's thing. So COVID, right? All shops are closed, lockdown, total lockdown. So that's when, like mid 2020, so that's when he gets a WhatsApp text from Jockey. So what they tell him is like, we are accepting orders on WhatsApp now. Since our store is closed, we'll be accepting orders on WhatsApp, right? So he says like, if even big stores like Jockey are accepting orders through WhatsApp, they don't have a dedicated, online store, online presence where people can order it easily. So that he saw as a huge untapped opportunity. So from there, what he decided to build for his hackathon is an app called My Dukan, right? So what he did in 48 hours, he and like a few guys, what they did is like they built an app where every local store, every kirana, every housewives, every person who didn't even own a shop can open a shop online on that app and sell their products. So that saved, and that is what could be better in the COVID times, right? You all shops are closed, no one is going out. What's the best way to still sell when you can't even open a shop, right? So big brands like even Jockey don't have an option. So he enabled like a hyper local market where even your nearest neighbors could sell, anything related to maybe a bat, a cycle. People were selling food on that. Some people started their own tuition lectures on that. So like anything, it's your dukan, like your shop. And this app like recently received $6 million funding, and it is worth $300 million. And it was all because of the mentality of really winning that hackathon and thinking different. When you keep your eyes open, you are more prone to opportunity discovery. So that is what My Dukan is. You guys are free to check it out. It's like really cool concept. So what is the third benefit? So a lot of you might agree like product adoption is really important. So when you'll be shocked to know like even the Facebook like button and the Facebook timeline features were built in a hackathon organized by Facebook. So it was an internal hackathon, and the like button was so so adopted by people that it even spread outside of Facebook to other platforms. Like obviously they changed the names, like it's like on Twitter as well, Instagram and stuff. So like that is where product adoption steps in. So Facebook holds these internal hackathons for their engineers, because engineers love to build something. They love to build fast, fail fast. So Facebook holds these internal hackathons, and one of like two of the most important features that came in, like the guys who invented this or discovered this in the hackathon were then made heads of these features, like the like button and the timeline button, and it's still in use. So that is the third reason why you should care about really winning the hackathon, that is product adoption. If you build something that is like really simple, it is really efficient, it will like spread like fire. People would adopt it not only in your company if you're working, but even if or your if you're in a college, in your college, but even other organizations would pay to use this. So like some companies pay Facebook, like Facebook earns out of this for putting their like and share buttons on other websites. So this is what like product adoption means. And even if you do hackathons and like a product would get adopted like really fast. So this is the third reason why you should care about really doing the hackathon, right? Really winning hackathon. So you might have a question like, I told you like what is really winning the hackathon and why you should do it. But now you want to know like how do I do it, right? How do I win? How do I really win hackathons? Like what is the mantra? What is the secret? So so this is the next question like we'll be answering. Like how do I really win a hackathon? How do I go, from just winning hackathon to just to having something, a product built out of it? So the first thing that you should do is that you should launch a product. So in case you're building an app, there are platforms to launch that. Google Play is one, App Store is another. So in case you're building a hero like a web app, you can launch it on Heroku or Vercel. And Product Hunt I'll be coming to later. But the main point is like don't keep your app running on localhost 3000, right? Get it out in the world. Let the world see and let the world validate your idea. Let the world know like this is what matters, and they'll give you feedback over it and how you can improve and how you can turn it into a product. So coming to Product Hunt is a really great platform for those of you who don't know about Product Hunt. It's a really great platform. You can launch anything from a website, an app, hardware, anything you can launch on Product Hunt, and people will come and validate to you. So not only do you get upvotes, you also get users on your product. So that is what Product Hunt is. I highly recommend it. You should go check it out. The second thing, how you can really win hackathons is like once you've built something, you've launched something on the platforms I mentioned, just spread it like fire. Post it on Reddit. There's a subreddit called r/side projects. You can post it over there. People will validate your idea. People will, come as users on your platform. The second most, fire-like medium is Twitter. If you should know, like if you put some particular hashtags, like if you put open source or you put TypeScript, there are some bots that people have running that will retweet and like your tweet. So it kind of serves as a double purpose. Like you also get spread awareness about your hack, and like they help you do it. So the third thing that is there is like really powerful is LinkedIn. So the algorithms which work in LinkedIn are really awesome. So even if someone is your second or third connection and he likes your your post, even their connections would be able to see, right? So that it works like a linked list, right? So that is a really cool algorithm that LinkedIn uses. And I know a guy who built something in a hackathon and posted it on LinkedIn, and within a day he built a Chrome extension, by the way, and within a day his Chrome extension got 20,000 users within a day by posting it on LinkedIn. So that is kind of the power of LinkedIn if you can use it, right? So another third thing, so this is something I'm building. It's about to be an invite-only platform, right? For people who are interested in building stuff and really winning hackathons. It will turn you from an average student to someone really adept at building products, right? So if you visit this link, bit.ly/reallyWin, it is even in the description. It's like a 3-step form, and since it's an invite-only platform, you'll be the first ones to know when this thing is out, right? So just check out the description and go for it. Like it will really be helpful, and it is something that the hacker community has been lacking for quite some time, right? So moving on to like sell it. What is the third way you really win a hackathon? You sell your product, right? So you can see these two guys. What they did is they took part in a hackathon called TechCrunch Disrupt. It's kind of a hackathon come program. So some of you might be aware of TechCrunch. So what they did is like these guys had an idea, like when you send out an SMS to someone, right? It's just one-on-one. Like I send an SMS to you, and that's it, right? But what if you wanted to send group SMS? What if I wanted to send an SMS to all my family members, like all on all their phones? right? How do I do that? So something like that doesn't exist. So these guys came up with an idea called GroupMe. During a hackathon, they built something, and by the way, they didn't win this hackathon, but they really won it. So what they did is like they built a platform where you could, even you could send a SMS message using Twilio. You send an SMS message and it will forward it to all your family members or a group, basically, right? So one to many SMS sending. And like the best part is like their product, it was only like less than a year since they built their product, and it got acquired by Skype, right? It got acquired for $85 million by Skype within a year, right? And these guys were working, by the way. So even if you are doing college or you are working, in less than 1 year, this thing is possible, right? So that's why you should like try to get your products out. So this was there. So like you might be asking like I'm just starting out with my hackathon, right? How do I get the inspiration? How do I get ideas for it? How do I build products? I'm totally unsure. So for that, I'll just show a few of my hacks. Maybe you get some idea. Would love to get in touch if you have some idea watching these. So the first thing I built like a few years back was Pragya. Pragya means wisdom in Sanskrit. So what the idea over here was that you know uh, people in like premier colleges like IITs, NITs, triple ITs, AIMS, or even IIMs, like these people are continuously looking for an internship, right? Every student is looking, right? Even I have been looking for internships. And there are the other sect, right? There are underprivileged school students who don't get the proper education, the proper mentorship. So what this idea was to connect these guys, like the guys in the premier institute, to the underprivileged people. So the premier institute guys would get a certificate, they would get an internship, what they need, and the underprivileged people would get a mentor, right? So this was like a first hack that I had built, and it was a finalist in rural development hackathon on HackerEarth. Moving on to the second hack, it is called Face Look. It's not a typo. It's not Facebook. It's Face Look. So it is a better way. Like Facebook, it is a better way to find people. This is a better way to find missing people, right? So in US, around 34.8% of the population under 18 goes missing. No one knows where they are. So what this app will do is it will basically, it is a database. It uses some computer vision models, and it will just scan a face and let you know if that person is missing. So I'll just show you a video. Yeah, so it filters missing persons according to your locality. So if I'm in a particular locality, I can see the missing people over here. I can see whether they're injured, sick, and these are crowdsourced. Like these missing persons have been reported by the people around me, right? So just an about the app kind of thing. So it's a face recognition app. It uses some state-of-the-art computer vision models to check out faces. So let's try a demo. So I'll be Google searching. So let's assume that I found a missing person. I found the Vice President of Mexico, Vincent Fox. So let's see if my app is able to recognize him. So we got a 99% accuracy. It was recognized that he was Vincent Fox. And whenever we capture that person, we also get our latitude and longitude also get stored, and the city is also autofilled. So you can report whether that person is healthy, injured, or sick. You can add some additional description like if requires assistance, the person is bleeding, the person is in danger, and just hit save, and the data gets updated successfully, right? So what if you want to add a new person to the database, right? So what the best thing about this app is that it is not static. Like if I add new people's data into it, it will automatically start recognizing those people as well. The model gets trained dynamically. The model gets updated as soon as I enter photos. So let's assume that George Bush goes missing, right? So I'm filing a report. I'm marking that he requires assistance, and then I'll just put in a URL, any URL. So yeah, so this is the URL I'm putting in. So what this URL is basically for is that a collection of 20 images at least. I'll be entering that in the description as well. So there should be at least 20 images of that person for the model to train well. And once the model trains well, the model can recognize that person anywhere. Right? You just point your phone camera and the person gets recognized. Right? So we're just filling that in. Greater than 20 images required. Yeah. So that is what face look is about. It can find missing people for you anywhere, and the model gets trained dynamically. And this was also like in the top 1% of the missing hackathon on Hacker Earth out of 2,500 people. So this is another hack that you could look for when building yours. And the third one is Somighty. I'm sure like a lot of people or out of you would have used this already. So if you haven't, like you can just check it out, bit.ly/get Somighty. So what this does is basically like around 70% of the websites on the internet are inaccessible. Like people who are deaf, people who are have low visibility. How would they access the website, right? Like website makers don't follow accessibility guidelines anymore. So what this Somighty does is it's a Chrome extension which will make all websites across the internet accessible without changing a single line of source code. Right? Without changing a single line of source code by the website makers, all the web pages across the internet would become accessible. So this is what Somighty does, and it is based upon the Japanese Tokyo Paralympic mascot. Its name was also Somighty. It's not read as Somighty, but So Mighty. And our logo is the Akita dog. It's a Japanese breed. It's like independent, powerful. So it represents the people who will use this app, right? You can check it out if you haven't, right? So what would I like to the next thing that I would like to take, this is like super important, like the crux of this presentation is something which I call H quotient. It's the quotient. So H quotient is like the number of hackathons you've tried to build something as a product instead of winning those hackathons. Like earlier, even I was behind winning hackathons, but then I realized what really matters is really winning hackathons. So my H quotient, like the number of products that I've been releasing, launching, despite winning or losing hackathons, is 3. I'm up to making that H quotient 4. So that is what H quotient is. So I'd like to end the presentation with a final thought. Like don't go behind winning hackathons. Try to build products that you launch, and the only way to do this is to build, validate, and launch. Thank you. Yeah, feel free to connect with me on these platforms. Love to get in touch with you. Yeah, that's it from my side. Would love to answer any questions that you might have.
Yeah, thank you, Rohan. That was like indeed a wonderful presentation. And I mean, how you carried forward the presentation in the form of a storyline, starting with Fab and then bringing real life world examples, your own hacks you talked about. So indeed very good. And we had a lot of questions in the chat box, but due to time constraints, we were selecting a few of them. So let me ask the first question. Like, what is more important as an entrepreneur or as a person who is participating? Is it executing an already existing idea better or innovating and creating something new?
So, there is this cool concept called 1-2-0, right? 1-2-0 is there, a concept is there, and there's another concept called 0-1. So let me just check out on 0-1, right? So what happens is like if when you build a new product that has been totally untouched, so you're on level 0, and when you build that product, you go to level 1. So what others will do is they will go 1 to n, like 1 to 2, 2 to 3. So the real value that lies is in 0 to 1. For example, like Clubhouse transformed social media, right? It transformed social media with an audio. No one had thought of audio. They did 0 to 1. Now you can see all other people are copying. There are Twitter spaces, Discord rooms. That is 1 to n. So the value that Clubhouse made, other people won't be able to make. So answering your question is like if you can do 0 to 1, that is the best, but there'll be risks. But 1 to n will obviously succeed because it's been done before.
Oh, wonderful. Moving on to the next question. We all know that you have been selected for GSoC with the Rocket Chat organization. So, like, how long had you been preparing for the GSoC, and could you just share some insights?
Yeah. I even wrote a blog about this. I like as soon as I ended my Gojek internship, I had a chance to continue it, but I thought like I want to do GSoC. That was one part of my college life that that was missing. GSoC I wanted to do. So I set out doing it in December. I got in touch with, I like shortlisted some orgs, got in touch with a few people from Rocket Chat, and started working on a team about one projects. Like I worked on 3 projects before getting in. So like the people at Rocket Chat were really awesome. They are really awesome. In fact, like whenever you ask a doubt, they answer, and like the skill level is next level. Like you wouldn't imagine like people in open source, like they have got really good skill level. A lot to learn.
Right. So definitely, I'm starting open source after this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, one other thing is that there are many people who want to participate in hackathons, but they feel that they are not skilled enough. So, according to you, what are the prerequisites for a hackathon?
The prerequisite is just an idea. Once you get an idea, you can get your friends to work. So if you see Cred, Kunal Shah is not a CS guy. He's a philosophy guy. He got other people. He hired coders to build. So if you can't do it, get along with other people. That's the way around it. But the idea should be yours.
Right. Like just to add to this, Kunal Shah has a very famous quote that he says that I want every undergraduate student to start at least one startup during their college life. And the worst it will do, even if it fails, is that it will make you 10 times better a businessman than your colleagues.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
Right. Can you share something about your journey at IIIT Pune? Because like I know I have looked up to you as a senior, and many juniors other than me will be looking up to you. So just a small insight to that.
Like the journey at IIIT Pune has just been amazing. Interacting with my classmates, my juniors, my seniors, faculty, it like has been just amazing. Like it's like been a fairy tale, I would call it. So like I've tried to explore as much as I can in terms of tech, in terms of non-tech. I've done volunteering and stuff as well. So I've tried to just explore as much as I can, and just find out what I like. So I've gone through with that, and like people at IIIT Pune are just awesome. I'd just say that, just one sentence.
Definitely, like you are someone who definitely people look up to, and I hope you continue doing this wherever you go, even if it's Gojek. So another next question would be like, is it worth launching a product that might not be welcomed by people, but it still has great potential, and you are confident about your project, but it might not be welcomed? Like, because not every idea has a share chat, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think you should definitely go for it. Like I recently witnessed there was a Tinder for memes. Like it matches people according to their meme taste. So when you swipe a meme you like, and the other person swipes the same meme, you get matched. So even ideas like these have great potential. It's a startup now. I can't remember the name, but it's a startup right now. So even if you think like it's so strange, it's so eccentric, just go for it. Like there is someone out there who likes your idea, who wants to use your idea.
So it's, if you believe with the idea, then go for it. You don't need to care about what others may think.
Definitely.
Right. And you have been giving a lot of examples related to the technological advancements or the different apps that have come up. So like, how do you keep yourself updated with all this technological news in the market?
So there are some cool things. You can sign up for Product Hunt's mailing list to know about cool products. You can sign up to Hacker News. There are blogs on Medium towards data science is one good one. The Startup is cool if you want to know about tech. TechCrunch is really cool. Hacker Noon is also there. A lot of things. Then LinkedIn keeps you up to date. Then some things my friends are building, so get to learn from that. Open source, yeah, a lot of things.
Right. So there are a lot of sources, and you just need to go out there and search for it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And another thing that comes up while having an idea is how credible your idea is. Right. So according to you, what are the factors that one should look for while testing the credibility of your idea or product, as you call it?
So like people would use something which they believe is useful for them, right? If someone builds a product which I'm not interested in, I definitely wouldn't use it, right? So the credibility part is the use case part. If you think a lot of people can use your product, just go ahead and build it, and you will get to know yourself whether it is credible or not, right? And if it is not credible, there you can always pivot. a lot of startups which that are in like really booming up are pivoted startups. Their ideas didn't work the first time, so they pivoted.
Right. The first name that comes to my mind is Mark Zuckerberg. So like he started the networking site for his college friends and to stay connected, and now everyone knows like where it is.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So okay, the last question, like how do you feel about being invited by your own college and like a special message for all your juniors?
It feels amazing. Like it almost feels I'm talking to the IIIT Pune family, right? I've been in this for around 4 years. It feels totally amazing and totally like I've seen. I being in IIIT Pune, I've also seen the hard work ECL is doing behind. So I'm like totally aware and totally like hats off to you guys. What you've prepared and what you've arranged is I have seen what happens behind the scenes. It's totally like. I'm falling short of words. It's totally amazing. So for the juniors,
Thank you so much.
I would say like just go for it, explore what you like, and in the end like you'll reach where you want to. Just like try exploring stuff.
So I guess that's the last question for today. Thank you so much, Rohan, for like taking out time and coming to this presentation. And I'm sure that all the attendees have learned a lot from this, and they are all pumped up for Hackathon 2K21 and the other hackathons. Thank you for bringing to light like what exactly winning a hackathon is. Like even if you may fail, but if your idea gets validated, that's winning the hackathon. So thank you, thanks a lot, Rohan.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for being such a wonderful audience. Do tune in to the episode 4 of Breaking Conventions tomorrow at 3 p.m. with Mr. Ankush Singla, co-founder of Coding Ninjas. This brings an end to the 3rd episode of this series, and this is Sarthak Jain signing off. Goodbye and have a nice day. Thanks a lot.